All right, today on Cabal Cast, we're going to be in Command & Conquer 3, Kane's Wrath, to do a 1 versus 1 training video commentary. So, I was actually thinking the past couple of days, like what else I can put on my channel instead of professional players, because I know there's a lot of mid-range to noob players out there that just are dying for a video cast. So I was looking through the replays, and I found this one here, where the comment said tips would be appreciated. So I started thinking about that, and what I decided to do is do a little bit of an instructional video on how these players can improve. So I'll probably think of the title maybe when I post this replay, but for now, it's just going to be like a training video for these two players. So Windchill 1 and Old Schooler. So I know who Windchill 1 is. He was pretty much below average or something like that. And Old Schooler is relatively new to Kane's Wrath. He did like watching Spartacus's streams. So yeah, he's relatively new to the game. He told us in the meet. Introduce yourself forums. So I'm just going to go ahead. It's a Notw versus Steel Talent. So right off the bat, you know each player's faction. So Windchill is playing as Notw, and Old Schooler is Steel Talents. So that's an indicator right there. So let's just get this game started here on Tournament Arena. And by the way, this is patch 1.02, not 1.2 plus. So in the bottom right, we see this is going to be Windchill. He's playing as the red Notw. And in the top left is going to be Old Schooler playing as GDI. So right off the bat, Old Schooler is going to go for some scouts, and this is exactly what you need. He sold his, yeah, so right off the bat there, so I'm just going to freeze this. So right off the bat there, we've seen Old Schooler placed his watchtower, and he didn't sell it off immediately. So that's an indication that he doesn't play with hotkeys. Hotkeys are like the ultimate savior in games like this, where if you sell it, you instantly collect Z, which is the default for key for selling, and instantly you can sell it off as soon as it builds complete. So right there, hotkeys is one scout you can go for, and he's going for reference squad scout, and he's not going for a barracks, because if you don't go for a barracks, then you can potentially get your tip spike a little bit later on in the game. Windchill, on the other hand, is going for a lot of scouts, so he's going to go for some scouting, although he places barracks way up here, where he should be placing it down here, so it's closer to capture the tip spikes. And Old Schooler did not go for barracks, so he did not go for an engineer. So with doing so, he's going to allow Windchill to capture these two bunkers. You need to capture some bunkers in this map to keep the scouting on, because he went for one scout and it instantly got deleted. He's going for more scouts right now, so we went for more watchtower cells, and that's not what you need to do. Just going to pause this for a second. So right off the bat, Old Schooler did not go for a barracks, and in doing so, he sold 2 watchtowers instead. So what that does is that it limits your radius to go around the map and scout the other team's base. And you did not go for a barracks, and you completely failed to capture your own bunkers. So that's really bad there. You need to go for a barracks, engineer, reference squads, capture your tip spike, place your war factory, and then definitely go for some scouting. So off the bat, Old Schooler is going to fall victim to the slowest infantry in the game, to the militant squads here. So yeah, he needed to go capture those bunkers, but unfortunately he didn't. So he's going for a war factory, and he placed it a little further away. He placed a little further away than your refinery. So what this means for Windchills is that he actually went for a lot of scouts. So he actually anticipated he was going to get the tip spikes, so he built 2 engineers, and he still has 4 cell across the map. So Windchill didn't need to spend this much money on infantry. He could send one of these squads, this squad here to that bunker there, and that one to there. So ultimately, and then another watchtower has been placed out by Old Schooler, but he didn't manage to take out all the rest, and he's forced to sell it off here as well. So he's still playing Steel Talents, and at this rate here, he would have gotten a second refiner already. So he went for 3 harvesters, and you need to go for a harvester and then refinery, not 2 harvesters. So that's another one there. Let's go for what are you doing? Windchill, is you're going to stick with your barracks, sell that off once you get those 2 engineers, and then get another harvester. Yeah, these players are going for 2 harvesters, so yeah. There's your second refinery, and then he's at 5 and 2 now, so that's quite good. But to be honest, he should have expanded a lot sooner than that. You should be expanding right now, because once you get that refinery and then second power plant, expand right now to your natural expansion, then start getting more refineries up. So right now, he's going for Titan, so that's not too bad. However, I don't think Old Schooler has scouted once in the base of Windchill. So he's going for a Titan now, and at this moment, if he could have gotten flanked by flame tanks and he wouldn't even know. So right now, Old Schooler, he needs to expand like he expanded like a minute ago, but he's not expanding. He's going for Titans, which is not too bad. And he's building another something else from his construction yard. What could this be? It's another war factory. Okay, so double war factory. Is he gonna go for sell of his construction yard? Might be. He's building. Looks like he's building some Wolverines. So this double war factory strat, it does work when it doesn't get scouted, but you should have placed the war factory maybe outside the builder race right here, so then he can build units a lot faster. But he is gonna go for Titans and Wolverines. And I don't know if Windchill is picking up on this. He is going to go for some bikes, which is not the proper counter. And he has a operations center up. So this quick attack here by Old Schooler should destroy Windchill if he plays it correctly. He needs to destroy the infantry with the Wolverines. He's grouping up his forces right now in the center half of the map, but Windchill knows that they're coming. And he's going for some laser turrets. Oh my god. Okay, you don't go for a laser. I'm sorry, but I just haven't seen this bad of a game in such a long time. This is an instructional video, so you'll be expecting some of these type of things. And so he placed on a laser turret, and you never ever place on a laser turret ever. Only Scrin have the proper ones. So what Old School needs to do, he needs to focus the infantry with his Wolverines, and then he needs to focus down the laser hub of the turret, not the infantry. And the Blackout squads are coming out right now as well, so if he was to do this, he would have gone for an AP ammo with his with the command post. I don't even know. I think he sold. No, he didn't sell his construction area. Okay, that's good. So now the Titans are attacking the hub, which is quite nice, and the Wolverines are taking care of the infantry. So Windchill is in a lot of trouble, and rightfully so. If he's gonna go for attack bikes, he has to do some maneuvering. These bikes can't just stay here and not do anything. You have to micromanage your forces. Windchill is doing a good job of destroying the head of Notw and all the infantry forces. The bikes are just staying there and not doing anything. Finally, they're coming up there, but it's way too late. There's too many Titans here. The bikes are just instant. They're asking for death. That's what they're doing here. And I don't think he will even lose a Titan. The one will get down into the red. But yeah, this is just not good. Windchill is just... I don't know if he's going to be fast-teching. I think he was going to be fast-teching, but at this point right here, he should not be focusing down the construction yard. He should be focusing down the war factory. That's correct. But he needs to be focusing in the base here because the rocket squads are coming in, and the laser turret's been plopped down there a little too late. Old Schooler has sold one refinery a little too late, and then sold one refinery, which is quite nice. And another refinery there, but it looks like he stopped production of his Titans. Nope, productions are still Titan for good. But now the Titans here, okay, this is another noob strategy, so I'm just going to pause this for a second. So Titans here are just sitting there, not looking around, and just not destroying stuff. You need to have them on aggressive stance. Aggressive stance selects the units. Aggressive stance will attack units and structures on sighted. So if they were just stood here, they could have just attacked and not standing. So you didn't have to give them a command. You could just let them sit there, and they'll attack whatever they find. So that's another new mistake that I'll pull out previously. They need to use aggressive stance. If you click that on your units craft, they will instantly start attacking things, and then you don't have to be there to look at it. So double refinery here, that's correct. And yeah, it looks like these Titans here, again with the aggressive stance here. So they finally, it's point and click is what he's doing. So either use the aggressive stance or the waypoint. If you use the waypoint, click, 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 game over. But now he's going for Crane, so that's not good. These Wolverines now are attacking, and he doesn't have... He should have had a tech lab a long time ago. If he had a tech lab... If this push failed, then what do you have to do? He wasn't able to build Titans and Wolverines. He could have teched up, because he has the technology now to do so, and he has a barracks now. So technology... command post would have got AP ammo for his Wolverines, and a tech lab would have gotten railguns for his Titans. So this instructional video all looks at providing the noob to low average players with the good anticipation on buildings, strategies, and everything like that. And right now, Old Schooler, he did make a lot of mistakes. Trust me, he did. But at the same time, I mean, he did kind of surprise... Oh, that was a nice mine drop there. But he did surprise Windchills by this Titan push here. And you know, the Titan push could have gotten a lot better. He could have attacked up and then got the AP ammo for his Wolverines and railguns and adaptive armor for his Titans. And he still hasn't finished off wind chills. I mean, he needs to destroy these two pressure structures and the crane, because wind chills he's finishing off the rest of the Titans. And now he's going for some Venoms now, but he's responding with infantry, missile squads, and pit bulls. So that's the correct counter for that type of thing. But now these Titans are just sitting still. Again, with the aggressive stance. Use aggressive stance. Start shooting at something. Okay, the Titans now, what are they going to attack? Okay, they finish off the Hand of Nod. Need to finish off the crane before wind chills build something else. Finish off the air tower. And this should be the end of the game. Aggressive stance. Okay, so he built another war factory here, which is, if you just kept the war factory up here, you don't have to build another $2,000 war factory and save yourself $2,000. You could have used that on more units, or command post or tech lab. You don't need to spend more money on technology you don't need. If you sell one off, then you mean you sell one off. You don't need another one unless you need it. Well, he did place another war factory. Okay, so that's why. And finishing off the rest of the forces here. All his units should be focus firing on things. Yep, the war factory, and then everything else should be destroyed. Okay, so Windchill has been defeated. Okay, so I'm just going to go through a summary of what exactly happened. Okay, so old schooler. You have to go for a power plant, then a barrack. You go power plant, barracks, sell off the watchtower, go grab your tip spikes, then refinery, war factory, harvester, refinery, and then power plant if you want to, then expand, and then get your refineries up, push with your Titans and Wolverines, which is what you did, but then tech up. When you tech up, you get your Wolverines with your AP ammo, you get your tech lab with your Titans, railguns, you have mammoth tanks, you could go for a Marv, and you need to scout. Send your forces to your enemy's base once in a while. You know, sell off a $300 cheap watchtower, and then you can go in the backside of your enemy's base and check out what he has. Old Schooler was lucky that Windchill did not go for like a sneak attack of like a Reckoner or a Flame Tank, because if he did, Old Schooler would have gotten caught, and that game would have been over right then and there. So that's my opinion for this game. This is my first time doing this type of training, so hopefully you guys understand. I'm probably going to get a lot of dislikes for this video, but this does help new players understand how to play their specific type of factions. So just let me know in the comments below what you thought of this video. I mean, I'm just trying something new. If this doesn't work, it doesn't work. No big deal. Okay, so there's your game on Tournament Arena. My name's Cabal, and I'll see you guys next time.